So when you're evaluating the landscape, what in your mind makes a good project and maybe an up and coming or not so great project? And specifically, what do you see as things that are really good for blockchain today, and DeFi, and things that are kind of maybe impeding the adoption?
Yeah, it's a good question, right? The crypto industry has always been a strange mix of really solid, professional, and idealistic projects, I would say, to some degree, but and a mix and a lot of fraudulent, overhyped projects, right? So you learn to navigate in that space, and I think you quickly learn to sort the good from the bad to some degree. And we are also contacted by many significant number of companies that have great ideas and great ambitions, but very limited budget and maybe sort of unrealistic plans, to say the least, to carry it out. So I think it's natural for a space like this. It's a new industry still, and I think we saw the same back in the .com days. I'm old enough to remember that, where we also saw a lot of overhyped new companies getting a billion in funding, right, and then dying a year later. We see the same now, because it's difficult also for the investors, I think, to see what's going to work out and what's not going to work out. So I think it's just natural symptom from a new industry that is growing pains. We don't really sort so much, I would say, in the clients that we get in. We do try to assist the clients, I would say, in scoping out their projects and making them more realistic and understanding the requirements of a successful project, right? Like, for instance, that you have your compliance and your legal side in full order, because otherwise you go to jail potentially, right? So that's pretty important. But also the marketing side and the ability to achieve investor interest and something like that is a basic requirement for any project, right? That needs to succeed in this space. And a lot of people are not realistic about it. They think that just creating a web page will naturally cause the investors to come and put money in. But it's much harder, as I'm sure that the three of us here will know. So,
yeah, I think Aaron's question also begs the question of, so then why sign on as an advisor with us at Standard?
I think it's a great project, and like I said in the beginning, I'm really interested in DAOs myself personally. I think there is a great future for it. Because it gives a general type of infrastructure for representing organizations and ownership interests and so on. And there's a lot of overlap with what we're doing in the tokenization space. So I think there's a lot of synergies that needs to be realized and understood to gain real value. And I'd like to expose myself to that. And that's, I will do that hopefully through you guys.
Yeah, we're better together. I agree.